REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Tell the BCO. Wanted to give a quick shout out to Chuck and Tito, 30 for 30. ESPN 30 for 30. In what was the most important rivalry in MMA history. Talking, of course, about Chuck Liddell, Tito Ortiz. They carried UFC on their backs. ESPN put out one of their world-famous 30 for 30 documentaries, which got into the genesis of UFC and the world's infatuation with boxer versus karate guy type of fights. Ali versus Bruce Lee. Mike Tyson versus Bruce Lee, or fucking Roy Jones versus Jean-Claude Van Damme, whatever incarnation you wanted to come up with, whatever pairing you wanted to come up with, just our infatuation with that, those of us who love combat sports and grew up watching them. Horace Gracie was mentioned, of course. Tank Abbott, who I learned Tito Ortiz came up under Tank. He was heavily influenced by Tank. He gravitated towards Tank's bad boy image and the way he marketed himself. And then Tito took it to a higher level. I believe Tito made his debut at UFC 13. First won the UFC title, his first UFC title, at UFC 25. Compared to Chuck Liddell, grew up with more subdued beginnings, ran into John Hackleman, and they just kind of privately trained. But Chuck wasn't even into it for the money and the fanfare and the women. He just liked competing. He was happiest when he was fighting. One thing led to another. He's in UFC. Made his debut at UFC 17. For a while, Tito and Chuck were training partners. I never knew this either. They became rivals over time, but before they became rivals, it was quickly established and painfully established that Chuck was just a better, superior fighter. So Dana White always had this in his back pocket, knowing if and when I pair these two, here's more than likely how it's going to go. And at UFC 47, the fight finally happened, and Chuck predictably, the Iceman iced Tito Ortiz. He iced him. They fought again, UFC 66, and I mean, by then, I was kind of, felt like I was cheating. I'm a boxing dude, but I kind of felt like I was cheating on boxing. So by the time of Chuck Tito 2, I didn't order the pay-per-view, but I was so kind of, looking around and secretly Googling fight updates and shit like that. And ESPN was already doing fight reports. So I was intrigued at that point more than I should have been, probably, trying to be faithful and monogamous to one sport. But I'm glad I wasn't. And UFC 75, Rampage versus Dan Henderson, September 8th, 2007, is the first pay-per-view, mixed martial arts pay-per-view I ever ordered. I'm thankful for watching Chuck Tito because I didn't realize I've been an MMA fan for as long as I have. So thank you for reminding me of how long I've been a fan of the sport. I would have guessed about 8 years or so if you asked me, but to know it's been since fucking 07, September, like, okay. Okay. Like, I don't know if I'm gonna say hardcore, but I'm damn sure not no fucking casual MMA fan. So you take that shit back, motherfucker, if you're even thinking it. You take it back right goddamn now. I ain't bullshitting. GSP, Uriah Faber, Bones Jones, Anderson Silva, Conor McGregor, Khabib, don't fuck with me. I can speak intelligently about all of their careers. And I'm daring you to test me. Anyway, once again, shout out to Chuck and Tito, 30 for 30, ESPN. Brilliant. A must-see. Even if you think you know everything about MMA, it's a must-see, regardless. If you're new to it, you must see it to get the history of the game. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Tell a BCO! When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.